Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the show. It is The Arena and I'm Samson Olede. Welcome once again to the show. We'll delve into it right away and you can rest assured we'll be starting with women's football right here from the continent of Africa. I won't be doing this alone. I've got with me seasoned sports analyst Ibukun Aluko, who joins me via the phone. Ibukun, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Samson, good afternoon. Good to hear from you once again. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been long, I know. it's good to have you on the show. Let me start with how you felt last night. You know, over the course of the game and at the end when we finally lost.
Well, the excitement building up to the game, we knew that was going to be tough.
Yes.
We knew that the fact that if North African teams host tournaments, how hostile they always, do to oppositions. They always want to get the win at all costs.
Yep.
No disrespect to Morocco, no disrespect to the fact that they got all the way to the semi-finals. But I think the two red cards, one should have been overlooked. There's what we call referee discretion to important games. It was the semi-final, not the group stage game. And I feel the referee or the VAR should have at least allowed one to just go, or instead of just giving two reds and that kind of thing. But generally, I believe if it was to be 11 and 8 against 11,
yes,
I'm very, very sure that the Super Falcons will definitely go through to the finals.
Okay, let's look at the match itself now. Two reckless challenges, ankle breakers, you want to call them. But you've just said that, you know, one of them probably should have been overlooked, especially the first one. Nigeria also had, a fair shot at one of such calls that didn't go their way. Overall, do you think during the course of the game, the officiating now was not balanced?
Well, it will always be like that because don't forget that they have about 45,000 fans, all behind Morocco.
Exactly.
Maybe the referee was really under pressure to do something in favor of them. It might not be what she thought right from the time, but it might be just the fact that the pressure, the crowd she's in and all, she has to just get everything in favor of Morocco. But like I said, on a normal playing ground, I really don't think that red card should have stood. I believe that it was a challenge. Yes, it was a challenge that needed the card. I think the best she could have gone from that should be a yellow card. Why do Rashida Fatibadi? Everyone knew that was a red. In fact, in the replay over and over again, yes. I think she wasn't going to escape that red card. But all in all, I still believe that the North Africans, we need to find a way to be more friendly in the game. They need to find a way to be more accommodating. You look at the Lizards,
yes, during penalties, yes.
These things shouldn't be happening in football anymore. And I hope CAF can just do something about it. But generally, I believe that this game was more of the referee fighting with Morocco against the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
In terms of women's football, the developmental stage, how do we get past it? I know Asisa Oshoala just, unveiled the academy, but should other players also toe that line? What's the part of the government in terms of creating an enabling environment and all of that?
Yeah, thank you, Samson. Now, the truth is that to develop female football, you need serious pumping of money, into the league.
Okay.
Most of these clubs cannot afford the fact that they have to be traveling from one place to another just
to prosecute league games.
Just the same thing that happens to the Nigerian league itself. Most of these things cannot afford the logistics of traveling to play games. Okay. It is as simple as the person that is in charge of the female league or the female football generally, you can seek for sponsors. Our girls are, if not the best, they are one of the best in Africa.
In Africa.
Look at Osara. She's won the CAF award 4 times already.
Yes.
So the marketability is not a problem. It's the fact that you need to make people that want to invest understand that they will definitely enjoy it on the long run. We have talent, a lot of female footballers who, if being properly invested on, they will definitely do well on the continent. I feel that if they pump more money into the league, then clubs can begin to bring in girls into their clubs, and as long as they know that NFF are in charge, or whether the league itself are spending money or are helping in supporting the league. I feel once money is being pumped, once we have sponsors to the female league, I think it gets better start from there.
The big one, yes, it's today, and you have you know, England against Spain. What do you make of this? The host nation against Spain. It's more of a clash of the titans.
Well, I think the Lionesses would throw past Spain.
Okay.
All respect to how far Spain have gone in this tournament, but don't forget that they were the runners of their Group B.
Yep.
That's for Spain, and they make it into this particular round. Right for England, they scored 14 goals without reply.
Yes.
So it shows that they are a team that is very formidable. They are a team that everyone seems to win this current particular Euro 2022, and I don't think Spain are good enough to stop them. Not that I'm writing them off, but looking at their antecedents, looking at their road to the current stage of the tournament, I feel that with what England have done so far and with the fans behind them, they should really stroll past Spain this time around.
Aston Martin has received an investment from Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund, part of a $777.5 million raise to help the car brand that returned to Formula One last year alleviate debt. The luxury car maker is raising fresh capital to revive its image as a brand after approaching bankruptcy with investments in electronic tech, the development of new models, and Formula One. The Saudi's Public Investment Fund is investing roughly $93 million. It will also take part in a $687 million rights issue. Now, the transactions will make the Wealth Fund Aston Martin's second largest shareholder, and this includes Mercedes-Benz, which will also contribute $67 million to the raise. Aston Martin will use up to half of the capital raised to pay down debt, which incurs roughly $155 million in interest per year. Now, the public limited company reported an operating loss of $57 million in the first quarter 2022, up from a loss of $18 million for the same period a year before. Its market value reached $517 million last week, down substantially from $2 billion at the start of 2022. Now, talking Major League Baseball, the league is set to pay a settlement of $185 million after minor league players filed a federal class action lawsuit seeking pay for minimum wage and overtime violations. Now, the suit filed in February 2014 by former Miami Marlins minor league player Aaron Sin and two other retired minor league players was settled on 10th of May, 3 weeks before it was due to go to trial. Thousands of players will now be eligible to receive part of the $120.1 million sum, with the remainder covering attorney's fees and other costs. The settlement is pending a judge approval. MLB will also allow teams to pay minor league players during spring training and extended spring training and instructional leagues in Florida and Arizona. The suits allege that MLB teams had violated federal and state minimum wage and overtime laws, while the U.S. Supreme Court denied the league's attempt to dismiss the case in October 2020. The settlement means MLB, that's the Major League Baseball, has avoided greater potential damages. Currently, there are more than 5,000 minor league players, and the majority make between $4,800 and $14,700 annually. Smartphone manufacturer Oppo has become the first Chinese brand to sponsor the UEFA Champions League, hoping to use European football clubs' most prestigious markets to raise awareness for its products beyond its traditional core markets. The two-year deal, which covers the 2022-2023 and 2023-2024 seasons, also includes the UEFA Super Cup, the UEFA Futsal Champions League finals, and UEFA Youth League finals. Oppo's brand will appear on perimeter advertising, broadcast backdrops, and on UEFA's official digital channels, while a central theme of the partnership will be the use of the company's technology to record the fan experience. Supporters in attendance will be invited to capture sights and sounds from pitch side, with Oppo creating a dedicated gallery on the official Champions League website. Sam Kerr, that's Chelsea's striker, the Australian, who won the Golden Boot for Chelsea women, or Chelsea ladies if you want to call them that, who will be appearing on the cover of EA's FIFA game, and it's the global cover. She will be the first female ever to grace the cover of the global FIFA game, which is quite impressive. Like it must be said that the Australian, won the PFA award as well as the FWA award, which is the Football Writers Association award for Player of the Year, following her heroics with Chelsea Football Club, where they won the Women's Soccer League as well as the FA Cup titles last season. She will be on the cover alongside Kylian Mbappe, that's the French football star, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. And female footballers have featured, but it's only on regional covers, with America's Alex Morgan and Canada's Kristen Sinclair having featured on various covers. But as I said, it has only been regional. Sam Kerr will be the first female footballer to feature on the global cover. This is great, it must be said. And the beauty about it is it's also, you know, the last, you know, deal that EA Sports has with FIFA before the deal is terminated. So it's great to see Sam Kerr grace the covers. Let's move away from there now and talk about a sad story that developed barely 24 hours ago, and that's about Sebastian Haller, the former West Ham and Ajax striker who just got signed to Borussia Dortmund in Germany, who has been diagnosed with testicular tumor, and that's quite a sad one, it must be said. He was training with Borussia Dortmund when he complained of feeling unwell and having discomfort, and after several checks, it was discovered that he has testicular tumor, and it will be out indefinitely as he undergoes treatment. The footballing world is definitely standing in solidarity with the player at this time, hoping that he makes a speedy recovery, you know, to get back to playing football. For Borussia Dortmund, he's yet to play an official game for them, having just moved from Ajax this summer. So it's a loss for Dortmund. It's yet to be seen how they will try to replace him in the market in terms of getting another striker to take his place. Remember, Dortmund lost Haaland to Manchester City, and Sebastian Haller was meant to be the replacement of Haaland right there at the Signal Iduna Park, talking about Borussia Dortmund's home.